then there's a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 2.2 EX diesel. This particular car is registered RJ58YKL. Lovely low mileage on this, it's just 42,332 miles. The reason we do the road tests, as I say in all of them, it's very simple. We just want customers to see our cars in operation prior to coming to see us. That way, if there's any issues with the vehicle, I can and I do relay them back to you. You know, it is frustrating, we know it, to go and see a car and you may have travelled up the road or many hundreds of miles, but equally it's frustrating when, you know, there's a fundamental issue with the car which you clearly should have been told about, you know, whether it be a warning light or a mechanical issue. You can just save yourself a trip, so hence that's why we do it. I am critical, and I've done it. I've mentioned things on many of my previous videos. I don't hold back. If there's something obvious, I will tell you. Also worth pointing out, the road test is done on exactly the same very quiet country roads where you'll come and see and drive the car if you want to buy it. So starting with the engine of the vehicle, I mean, these are brilliant engines. 2.2 diesel, just very sweet, instant starting. This one started absolutely straight away. There's no warning lights relating to the dashboard or any other part of the car for that matter, just a low fuel light which pops the information light on. As soon as fuel goes into it, that goes out. But the engine is as sweet as a nut. It's a lovely unit. You know, there's no whistles, no thrums, no vibrations, nothing that there shouldn't be on the vehicle at all. Clutch then, engine then feeds through clutch and into gearbox. Clutch on the car, it's smooth, silent in operation. It bites absolutely perfectly, exactly the right bite point on the, oh my goodness me, what, sorry about that. I was just rather hoping the lady would pull over a little bit. There we are. Wow. But yeah, the clutch is absolutely spot on, very smooth. Clutch then feeds through into a Honda 6-speed gearbox. Absolutely brilliant gearboxes these. Very tough, very strong, completely reliable, but it's just a joy to use. It's short in throw, it's so easy and precise in operation. I'm just changing gear for fun, I don't need to. But it's got, you know, some gearboxes, especially on front-wheel drive cars, can be you know, a little bit vague because they use cables to go to the front, but this one just has a wonderful precise actuation to it. Lovely synchro mesh, but it just feels what it is, which is just so beautifully engineered, and I can't for love nor money find an ounce of wear in that linkage at all. It feels absolutely as tight as a drum, it really does. The whole car does. The whole car just feels like new. I've got to be brutally honest with you, a bit of a spoiler, but there you go. It's the whole thing just feels like a, you know, wafting around in the car just come out of the factory. It feels, the whole thing just feels incredibly tight. But the gearbox, can't fault it. So engine, clutch, gearbox, all absolutely spot on. Steering of the car tracks bullet straight. There's no vibrations coming back through it at all. Again, what I'm looking for is just signs of wear in the steering, but there's nothing at all. It's really crisp. Likewise, the suspension of the car, you'll hear it hopefully now go over bumps, but there's none of those noises coming from underneath, you know, little sort of clattering noises that you might get if there's a, you know, little sort of strut or a anti-roll bar link gone or something like that. But there's nothing. It just feels really taut, and it's just the way this whole drive comes together. It's brilliant. It's very direct, it's very precise. It's got a really sporty feel to it, but it's, you know, it's perfectly comfortable as well. It's really well done. There's very few cars drive as well as this in this category. They really don't. Brakes on the car, lovely solid brake pedal. There's no pulsing, there's no vibrations coming back through the pedal of the car at all. It's all, you know, very tight indeed. I'm going to swing around here. I sometimes go on a bit further, but to be brutally honest with you, it's such a sweet car. There's very, very little point. Driving along, the other thing I've noticed is just how quiet the car is. It's very, very quiet indeed. So again, sort of wind noise is well suppressed. I suggest things like the sunroof, windscreen and door seals are all in good order still as well. Coming to the interior of the car, probably my favourite part of the vehicle, in all honesty. It's an absolute joy to use. It's also beautifully built, absolutely beautifully built. It's rock solid. There's not a hint of a squeak or a rattle from the interior of the car, but it's just such a nice place to be. You've got a brilliant driving position, dead straight ahead, nothing silly askew, really nice sized sporty steering wheel, leather bound, nice thick rim in it, 10:2 on the bolsters there, just with the grips, absolutely perfect. But the architecture of the dashboard is what makes it so interesting. It couldn't be anything other than the Civic, and that's really good. But whereas most cars are built off of templates, where you have a binnacle here and a centre stack there, this is just glorious. You've got the sat nav working perfectly. It's nice and high up, so it's really easy to use without taking your eyes off the road. Then obviously the main controls here, all with high quality switchgear, really well built and well done. Coming across the, what is my favourite part, you've got this 2-tier dashboard, and it works brilliantly. Don't listen to a word motor magazines say. Some like it, some didn't. It beggars belief, it really does. From a safety point of view, it's genius. So what I'm doing now, I'm looking ahead at the signs and oncoming traffic, or like what I've got here, classic example of something sort of parked in the middle of the road. So I need to keep my eyes on what's going on, but I can also keep my eye on the speed without taking my eyes off the road at all. It's so clever. And if you set your driving position up right, as you should do, you should end up with the steering wheel of the vehicle or its rim slap bang between the two, not impairing the view to any of your displays. Talking of which, all the displays in perfect order. There's no pixelation issues, there's nothing at all. It's just a wonderful place to sit and drive a car, and it just feels so crisp and beautiful condition in here. It really is. Obviously you've got multifunction steering wheel here, auto lights and auto wipers all working perfectly. Air conditioning pumps out absolutely ice cold air. I checked that a few seconds ago, or on the side of the test drive, and also the heated seat here I've got on. It's now roasting my backside. But to be brutally honest with you, I am here to try and pick up on any issues. I can't find a single thing on this car in terms of its drive. It drives brilliantly. Not just for a Civic, but you could compare it to any on the market and it'll be one of the very best to drive. However, if I've missed anything on the video, don't hesitate, please do give me a call. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you might have, but based on what I've experienced, it's a wonderful car.